Stop just sweating.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Merger. My name is Jordan.
My name is Nathaniel.
My name's Brandon.
And today we're going to be doing a movie review on Ant-Man and the Wasp, the sequel to Ant-Man. It's the 20th installment in the MCU, which is amazing.
20? That is crazy.
It's just amazing, yeah.
20 movies. And just next year.
We're getting 4 more, 5 more.
We're getting like 3 or 4 more movies next year.
Yeah. But before we even start, we're going to go ahead and say, or me and Brandon discussed, that we're going to leave the post-credit scene for last, because that's a big thing. So, normal rundown. The amazing scale. I'm going to go with great. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about throughout the movie what I thought problems with, but they seem to be so consistent with great storytelling. So, it was a great story. The movie it told the story very well. And I think it is a great movie and can stand alone in its own franchise by itself. So,
I'm gonna go with great too because first and foremost, it blew my expectations out of the water. I really, when they said that Ant-Man and the Wasp was coming out, I was like, okay. And then I get to watch it, and I'm like, wow, this is an extremely good movie. It's very well written, has just the right amount of comedic touch to it.
It was pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to say it was great. I mean, I liked it. It was good. I liked it. I mean, it was better than what I thought it was going to be, to be honest. I thought it was going to be shit.
Alright, so at least we got that out of the way. We got great, great, and good. Mm-hmm. Right? So we're going to go with... Alright, so characters in the film. Rundown of all the characters. We got the actors and actresses that played them and a little bit about each of them.
Fucking Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd's amazing as Ant-Man.
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious.
But Marvel casts very well. So he's a great... Scott Lang, I mean, he is the leader of the comedic touch in the film. You know,
that's what I was gonna say. Like his comedic touch to the movie is just right where it needs to be.
Yeah, him and Luis, Michael Pena.
Yeah.
You know,
oh God,
they bring the humor to this. And like with the humor thing though, the first thing I thought of like leaving the theater was. This was such a well-timed film for us to just sit back and have fun, enjoy, and laugh at a movie after what we experienced in Infinity War.
Yep.
You know, like, it's just something to turn around and it's like, here's a fun Marvel movie.
Yep.
You know, after what we all know the catastrophe that happened, so we were all, like, hit hard with that. So I think this is just very well-timed.
Mr. Stark. Don't feel too good.
What did you think about Ant-Man, though, like Paul Rudd?
Right.
I do have some problems with Ant-Man in this movie, but I'll let you talk about it
first. I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was like, well, this Ant-Man in the movie, he's not like the comic book Ant-Man. The comic book Ant-Man apparently had something, he had alcohol. He had a problem with alcohol, and he was very abusive to the Wasp. That's what they said, and that also that the Wasp was more of a, like in the comic books, the Wasp had a whole bunch of leeway in the Avengers. Like, let's say the Wasp said that we need to do this, blah 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 blah. Cap would side with her because he trusted her more than anybody else.
That's interesting.
Well,
But I don't know. I was just talking to a few people.
I don't know if that's true or not either. I mean, it might be, it might not. But that's the thing with the MCU is it's like it tries some things that are same with the comic books, but it's really just its own variation of.
It's its own comic book.
Yeah, I mean, like, you could really write a comic book based off of the movies.
But with the Ant-Man character, what I was saying about my problem, one of the things I think when I leave is that this is so much more of a Wasp movie to me in regards of who is the lead character. I think it's so focused around Wasp, and the plot is Wasp, and Ant-Man is just, it should have been Wasp and the Ant-Man. Because I feel like he did nothing but tag along. Like, he was on house arrest the whole time, and he was, he was her sidekick in my viewing. Like, I figured that, because there was so many scenes, there was 2 or 3 of them where she was like, go. Like, we don't need you. We'll get our mom. You go back to your house. We don't need you anymore. Like, that's what I get from a lead role is they're taking charge, and I thought that Wasp took charge the whole film. Just me, my opinion.
feel like they definitely wrote the movie based around her because the whole plot of the movie is based around her and her mother. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely a movie written for her, and and Ant-Man is just kind of he's kind of like the comedy of the movie. He's the sidekick, like you said.
Yeah, like
That's basically his role.
The first movie was the Ant-Man movie. One other thing about the Wasp, but I thought that they focused so heavily on her because they're also trying to get more lead female roles in the MCU.
Yeah.
You know, that's just what they're going for. Feige has said that at one point, they want to have more women than men in the MCU. Which, as long as it's good storytelling, good action scenes, I'm okay with. Yeah, I was gonna hit on Ghost or his name is Sonny Birch, which is played by Walter Goggins, was the other antagonist.
Yeah.
So the two problems I have, biggest that stand out, is I think it had a very weak villain in Ghost, personally, and I think that the plot was weak. But I'll get on why I think that in the plot section.
Well, she was doing all of it. She was being selfish, is what it is. She was doing everything that she did in the movie was just for herself.
Yeah.
Based solely around what she wanted for herself and not for the good of anyone else.
But then you could argue that that's what that's what Hope and Hank were doing because they just wanted Hope wanted her mom back and Hank wanted her
and
wife
that's what
back.
I was about to say, because by the end of the film, Ghost becomes unselfish and realizes that Lawrence Fishburne's character is there for her at the end, and he's like, I'm not leaving you, and she hugs him. The Sonny guy,
I just want money, nigga.
yeah,
Dollar
I really like his
bill, y'all.
character, honestly. I thought that, and I really like the actor.
That was just an extra. I don't really... he felt just like an extra, like, added in character that was, like, written in.
I'm not
They
gonna lie.
needed him to make the runtime be a little longer.
Yeah.
I think that, like what I was saying about the runtime, the reason they have characters like that are so like non-important to some viewers is because of the plot being weak, and they need to have, and he is like a reason, like they don't have enough to use, so they're like, just go get this guy to be a random bad guy and want to steal the money, and then that gives us at least 30 more minutes of action. Because they don't have a good enough idea to run off of.
I mean, even though
Which
he
is
was
getting his mom out of the quantum realm.
a weaker villain, there were some scenes where they were chasing Luis that I really fucking enjoyed when he was in the
too.
Yeah, like that scene when he was Luis was driving like a Hot Wheels car, that was fucking amazing.
But like Hank Pym was already essential from the first one, but he became so much more in this one because of Michelle Pfeiffer's. What is her name? I mean, I'll have it right here. Janet Van Dyne. Janet. I didn't know. And then Evangeline Lilly's name is Hope, right?
Yeah.
The Wasp, Hope Van Dyne.
Mm-hmm. No, it's Hope Pym.
Really? So her.
No. It's my bad. I was thinking of like her character's name. It's
Well, now that you bring that up, that is interesting. Why is his name Pym and they are Dynes, Van Dynes? Did they ever explain why they have different last names than Hank Pym? In the first one?
No, bro. No, it's Hope Pym and Hank Pym. I don't know why Michelle Pfeiffer's fucking last name is different.
No, Evangeline, the Wasp's name is Hope Van Dyne. And then her name is Janet Van Dyne, and his name is Hank Pym. I don't know. If any of y'all know why, just let us know, because I don't understand why the names are like that.
On this casting thing I'm looking at right now, it says Hope Pym.
I just have it different. I don't know.
Another character that I really liked was fucking Jimmy Woo.
I was just about to say.
He was fucking hilarious. And he was trying to explain that what Ant-Man did. Shut the fuck up. What Ant-Man did, that he broke the law, like when he was trying to explain that to the little girl, and he said that he was a yes, and he said that he was a Christian minister. That shit was fucking hilarious.
He was a youth minister.
Yes, he's a youth minister.
I like that little scene with him, like when his person under him walks into his office and he's trying to do card tricks and he's like,
do you not?
That scene was
great.
And
the magic thing up on his computer.
Yes.
The magic school.
Fucking at the very end, he's like, "Yeah, I'll see you again in a little while." What's Ant-Man's original name? Like, what's his actual name?
Scott Lang.
Yeah, I'll see you in a little while, Scott. And Scott's like,
What do you mean, like for
Yeah,
dinner
yeah,
tonight?
yeah, yeah. What do you mean? He's like,
We going out for dinner?
he's like, no. He's like, no. I mean, when you do something bad, I'll be there to catch you. He's like,
And then he
but
turns
do you want to
around-
go to dinner?
Yeah, he turns around and is like, but do you want dinner?
like that is such good casting
The
too.
comedy in this movie is just top par, top shelf comedy.
I usually hate kids in movies, but I love the daughter in this movie.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I think she's a great little actress, and I think that I really like the scene where like she's talking to him when he gets back, and like you need a partner and you need someone, and I want to be your partner. I really love that scene. That's just one of the emotional scenes that I like a lot. That's really good character building and their chemistry together. So
I don't really think kid actors and actresses are like. I don't think they're bad because they're not good at acting. I think they're just not written in very well.
yeah,
And they did a very good job of writing her character and writing the script for this character, and she did a very good job of acting it out.
Lawrence Fishburne's character was kind of a waste.
Yeah.
I wanted him to become Goliath, and we
That'd
didn't
be
even
cool.
see a suit or anything.
To
We
be
didn't even
honest,
see a flashback at all.
the entire time he was on screen, I was like, red pill, blue pill. That was it. I was like, holy
Why?
fuck, Morpheus is in the fucking movie. Oh, he's gonna be badass. No.
I'm
He's
just
just a
thinking
fucking
like
nerd.
you literally used him to move Ghost's story forward.
Yep, that's it. That's all
That's
he
what it
did
was.
the whole movie.
Yeah.
He was there to be,
I'm your dad.
Yeah, he was there to be
Well-
the one to keep Ghost moral, her morality
Yeah.
in check.
Yeah.
You don't touch that kid or I'm not going to be with
Help
you
you,
anymore.
yeah, or I'm not gonna help you.
Yeah. Or technically he was supposed to be like he's supposed to be like a quantum physics like genius. That's
Yeah.
what he was teaching at the college or whatever. And that's what he was trying to help her with. One of my unanswered questions is what the absolute fuck did she do when she touched her head and then took her powers away?
Well, see,
She don't have magic, does she?
no, they did address that though, or like right when they met, and they're getting into the fucking pod to go back. She was like, "Yeah, this place changes you. You evolve, and it messes with you physically and mentally."
I mean, that's all they said. They didn't really
That's
say,
it. They didn't explain what her
yeah,
powers
they didn't
were,
say what she
but
had or how she.
they
like,
just say that she just says that it changes you mentally, physically,
They could
and,
have done a little better job at it.
and you evolve to live in that
Yeah,
realm.
specifying
Yeah, they just
what
kind
was
of.
going on.
They said how she
They
got
kinda
it.
just
Didn't say
glazed
anything
over
else
it.
about
I
it.
mean, like, she touches her head and, like, her fingers light up and just, it fixes her, and I was like,
I don't hurt you.
Oh, okay.
that just
that's cool.
fixed the plot like that.
Hmm.
Well, I just watched a 2-hour movie just to watch Shannon Van Dyne
They-
come out and touch her forehead.
They were
Well,
probably.
I can't say what I want to say because it's in the after credits.
Well, yeah, we'll get to it. We haven't hit on XCon, which is Michael Pena, T.I., all
Fucking
them.
that
They're
shit
fucking
was-
hilarious. Like,
Oh my god,
T.I., man.
Kurt.
Yep.
Kurt. That's the name of the guy. His name's David. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his
Dast
last.
Malkian or something
Yes.
like
When he was talking about the fucking
that. Oh my
the
God, yes.
kid stories about the fucking ghost,
Right
that
when
shit
they-
was fucking hilarious.
Right when
Oh.
they go to talk to Hank about, like, we need your help.
Yes.
And he's like, oh, you've heard of him. And he's playing that music. Yeah, that was hilarious. And another scene he was funny in was when the Trucier was going on.
Yes.
And then Ghost shows up and he was
And he's like fucking
Holy Mother
shaking
of
back
God.
and forth. He's shaking
He
back
starts
and forth.
praying. Dude, he was hilarious. So I think that's going to do it for the story and the pace and stuff. We're going to move into our favorite scene.
It's either when he's running around as 2 feet tall or like a foot tall
in the school.
in the school. Either that scene, because when he's going down the fucking stairs, it's fucking
That's
hilarious.
Yeah.
Either that or the whole true serum scene. Like I was sitting there and I was like, the second I saw Luis with fucking Jerry curl, I was like, oh my fucking goodness. He's like, yeah, my wife just sent me divorce papers, and he was like, oh, dude, that sucks, but we should be best friends though.
Dude,
Yeah,
the best part
like
about that scene is like the people he's doing voiceovers are like acting like
Yes,
he's talking
are act-
to.
yes.
It's fucking hilarious.
like
dude.
it's so.
And then like
amazing.
it goes with the Wasp too, and she's like, I just fucking dump him, and like throws the
yeah,
phone.
yeah,
and
the
shit.
fucking chunks of phone.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
and then Sonny, what's the actor's name?
Walter Goggins.
Yeah, Walter Goggins' character, Sonny Birch. He's like, he says, whoa, 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 I'm just trying to figure out where he is now.
Yeah.
Not how you got there. And then T.I.'s like, hey, bro, you put a dime in the jukebox. You gotta let the song play. And he's like, "Oh, you talking about songs?" And he fucking
And they start telling about
his grandmother.
Yeah.
Yes, and they're like, "What?" Oh god, like that was hands down one of my favorite scenes. And it wasn't even like towards the climax either. It was like mid movie.
My favorite scene is probably when Scott has to act like Janet Van Dyne, and like she takes over his body, and he's acting like her, and it's hilarious. And he's like, "That's not how I expected the reunion to be." And he's like touching their heads and like, holding Hank's hand.
And then when Scott comes back, he's like,
"How did we get up here?"
Okay.
I like this scene because that shows the diversity of Paul Rudd as an actor.
Yeah.
Man, my favorite scene is honestly like the scene that I talked about a little bit ago when the guy walks into Jimmy Woo's office. He's doing the card tricks. He's like, "Can you knock?"
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about that scene, but man, it got to me.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
That scene was hilarious.
That just kept coming back like throughout the movie.
The whole magic tricks, yeah.
It was just, like a tie-in of all the scenes together, like my favorite ones, because they're like subtle touches of just great comedy.
I feel like there was something else too about the magic. Like after that scene, there was one more time when it was brought up. I just can't remember.
Oh, when fucking when they make the suit humongous, and Paul Rudd takes off running in his fucking underwear. He's like, "The power of misdirection." And
Oh,
he's
yeah.
fucking running down the street.
Yeah.
And the fucking suit deflates and falls on the ground. They're like, "Oh well."
So the director and the writer, it's the same people from the first one.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe so. Yeah.
Peyton Reed is the director. He's known for comedies. The movies I know he's done is The Breakup, which has Vince Vaughn, Jennifer Aniston.
Fucking Vince Vaughn.
He's done Yes Man, which has Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
Ant-Man 1, Ant-Man 2. I mean, he's a comedic guy, which I think is what you want for the Ant-Man movies. So that was a good choice. The writer, let's see, let's pull him up.
Shit's cool.
Chris McKenna. Yeah, Chris McKenna. He actually wrote Spider-Man Homecoming.
I can believe
Really?
it.
Yeah, I can see that.
He wrote Spider-Man Homecoming. He wrote the Jumanji movie with Kevin Hart in them.
Yeah.
He did Lego
I never saw
Batman.
that.
Okay, Lego Batman was fucking hilarious.
He's
Love
done
that shit.
American Dad episodes.
Good.
So this guy, is
He's been around.
Another
Yeah.
comedy guy. Fun fact: Paul Rudd wrote this movie as well. Co-write credit. Which I could see Paul Rudd writing his own lines.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I could really see him. A lot of the things that he says and does in this movie, I could see that he definitely came up with.
Like when he became Janet. I could see that.
Yeah, like him.
Doing
Once
all
you
the-
get to that kind of prestige of an actor, you kind of get that, like,
Yeah.
you just do your thing, and if, you know, like,
We'll play
this
off of
isn't what we want for the plot, we're just going to ask you to change it to something else.
Yeah.
And he just works his own lines throughout the movie, which is great. That gives you great acting.
Yeah, I was going to say, like,
Yes.
the character's a lot more comfortable. Or the actor's a lot more comfortable in the character.
And cinematography, it really doesn't show out to me until we get to the climax, and then it starts to stand out. The whole, like, over the boat in the ocean.
Yeah,
him
that looked
getting
nice.
big, the cars
And
getting shrinking.
See, the
and
thing
stuff.
is,
All that stuff.
from the first movie, it didn't literally, like, you know how in the first movie it didn't really look as realistic when he went tiny, like when he shrunk down? This movie, I felt like they did it better, if that makes any sense. Like, and especially when he goes big, like, you feel like he's actually running in the water trying to go after the boat.
Well, I kind of contradict what you say. Some of the cinematography that they had, like at the first part of the movie, is like when the Wasp picks him up in the car and they're like driving and you don't notice anything until like they stop and the birds are looking in the car and it like pecks the car.
Yeah.
That was a good part.
And you don't like realize, and then it zooms out,
Yeah.
and you see like the car smaller than the birds.
Yeah.
And they're like going through like construction
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah, that's good too. The choreography, it's a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
Marvel
always
movie.
good.
This is also a unique style of choreography, I feel like, because they're shrinking and stuff. So
Yeah.
they're like going small, especially two scenes actually with the Wasp. The one in the car, she's like, "Hey guys," she gets the
And
middle
she's fighting
shrinks,
the
and then
people.
she comes out the window and back through the front window.
Yeah, it's really good.
That, and then the first scene
In
where
the
you ever
kitchen.
see any action, when she's taking all these guys out. She's up on the chandeliers.
Yeah.
She's making the salt shakers big. That's she's running on the knives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
Like, that was a
amazing.
cool scene.
I'm gonna get on this post-credit scene, boys.
Oh, yeah, we fucking...
All
Look,
right.
if you didn't know what this post-credit scene was going to be, please, for the love of God, stop.
I knew from before.
Get some
I
help.
knew from the end of Infinity War what the post-credit scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp was going to be.
When the post-credit scene came on, I was like, yeah, I'm. I already know what's gonna happen. Because I was thinking, it's like, okay, so who out of the four is it gonna be? Because I'm pretty sure they're not gonna kill Ant-Man. So I was like, okay, they're not gonna kill Ant-Man. Are they not gonna kill Hank, or are they not gonna kill the mom? Like, are they not gonna kill Janet, or are they not gonna kill the Wasp? And they just killed all three of them. And I was like, well,
I guess
Scott's stuck in the Phantom.
Quantum Realm.
I almost said Phantom Realm.
I
like
guess it's
Superman.
kind of good though that I didn't expect it, because now like you get to see like a reaction from someone that wouldn't expect it. Because when the post credit scene started, I remember turning and I had a buddy with me, and I was like, they're about to show how Avengers 4 is going to work. Because when I saw the Quantum Realm in that van, I was like, they're about to do something that explains how they are going to time travel in Avengers 4. But when he went in, and there's just that moment of like, Peyton Reed didn't do the post-credit scene, I can tell. Because you get this sort of tone where you're just like, something's wrong, something's going on. And then they start to count back down, I'm like, this is bullshit, y'all are reeling us in, something's about to happen. And then when some people stop talking, I look at my buddy and I'm like, the snap just happened.
Yep.
And I did not expect that. So I was like...
I knew it. I knew as soon as the countdown was starting, I was like, yep, it's going to happen.
And I also knew that, sucks for me, but I also knew Ant-Man wasn't going to die because Ant-Man's on set photos for Avengers 4. Now I know that Ant-Man's the way they're going to time travel. That's why I thought what the post-credit scene was going to be about. And I still do. I still think that him being stuck in the quantum realm is going to play a factor in how they're going to time travel. I don't know if Tony's going to be the one to find him. I don't know if Dr. Bill is going to be the one to find him, because Lawrence Fishburne's still out there.
And the second post-credit scene, it was more there for comedic relief. I'm not gonna lie.
And they usually
You
do
kind
that.
of see the aftermath on the TV. It says, "This is not a drill.
Yes.
This is not a drill. Get somewhere safe."
I really like that.
And it's really eerie, and all you hear is the drums playing, and you're like, "What the hell is that noise?" And it's the big ass ant that's supposed to be caught.
They're
Scott
still
playing on the ant.
showing you, like, look at what's going on.
Yeah.
The world is in panic. Half of this population
It's gone.
is dying. People are just dying at this catastrophe. You know, it's literally like a end of the world kind of situation.
Yes.
What would be happening at that moment? And then it wants to remind you of the comedy that they
Yeah.
have.
You
Of
just see
the
the
big
ant
ass
playing the
ant
drums.
playing the fucking drums.
They don't want to leave you with we
snap.
killed 3 people.
Yeah.
We want to leave you with, this is a funny movie.
And then,
enjoy it.
And then even after that, you know, like at the end of Infinity War, how it says Thanos will return, it says Ant-Man and the Wasp will return, and it's got a period at the end, and it goes question
It
mark.
turns into the question mark.
Yeah.
That was awesome, because you don't
Which
know what
is-
happened to the Wasp, and you don't know
which
what's
is
going to happen to Ant-Man.
I mean, it is.
Yeah, because
some people.
That's a great point, actually. Even though Ant-Man didn't,
Die,
disappear,
yeah.
he's stuck in a place where, like, will he return?
Yeah.
He's in the quantum
Well,
realm.
seeing
No one can go in there and get him out like we just
seeing
did with Michelle
how
Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer stayed in there so long, she came back with powers because her body
been for
evolved.
30 years, man.
True, but I feel like Ant-Man or Scott, he's gonna be in there for maybe at least a couple years. I wouldn't doubt it. Maybe because we don't know. Because we don't know. We
Yeah,
don't know how
if
long he's
Feige
gonna
can
be
come
in
and
there.
say Avengers 4 is a day after Ant-Man and the Wasp, or he can come back and say it's a year after Ant-Man
See,
and the Wasp. We don't know
and
yet.
if that's the case, then it could show that Tony needed help building a time machine to go back in time to get the said stones.
And also, we aren't going to know until A4 because Captain Marvel was in 1990. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not going to help with any time stuff that we need to know. That's going to be
I
a
mean,
story
if
of its own.
anything,
The first post-credit scene is essential to the MCU storyline, and what they've done such a good job of doing is, like, you won't understand what this post-credit scene is if you haven't seen Avengers 3.
yeah,
You're just going to be like, what just happened?
Yeah.
yeah.
I loved Ant-Man 1, let's go watch Ant-Man 2.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
watch this and you're like, I don't know what's going
What
on.
the
Why are
heck?
people disappearing? Go watch the MCU.
Yeah,
Now you will understand what's going on. That's what they've done so well.
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, it's a solid installation.
Oh,
to the
Yeah,
MCU.
yeah.
It's a solid film.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that like the problems from the first one and the second one even out, and I think it's no worse or no better. I
Better.
think they're equally both solid,
Yeah,
good movies, and I think that they can stand as their own franchise.
yeah. Well,
You
even
wanna-
even even without the MCU, if they were just their own film,
Like,
yeah,
You want to watch the Ant-Man trilogy because hopefully there will be a third one. Go watch
Yeah,
it.
just
Yeah,
don't
you
watch
just
the
like
post-credit scenes. It's definitely a rewatchable movie, and that's
Oh,
all I
yeah.
have to say.
I will definitely see it again.
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw
I
it today
fucking
in
will.
IMAX.
It's definitely a rewatchable movie. But other than that, That's it.
All right. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and have a nice night, guys.
See you on the next one.